Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you thought to yourself that C has been in all the episodes and he hasn't really missed in a while, well, you done messed up, Aaron. C is not here. What a shocker! But the other two uh loyal people are here into the show. You got Jay, which is me, you got myself, and you got Chris. Welcome to JNC Podcast, everybody. Welcome in. Um, very, very busy this week. We apologize as a show of how busy it's been trying to get more episodes in. Um, we're gonna try and fit as much as we can into 1 week. I mean, into 1 hour, but there's a lot of stuff to go through. I know Chris is ready to talk through everything, so let's get right into the nitty gritty. We'll start off with maybe the hottest news right now, and then we'll just continue from there. Jamar Chase hurt his hip, expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks. They're more expected to him to miss more. It's more likely he misses 6 than he misses 4. That's how much of a hip injury it is. But the doctors just say that they think that if he does heal faster, it could be less than 4. So right now you don't really have a range with what these doctors are saying, but the limited time, the estimated time is 4 to 6 weeks. So T Higgins and Tyler Boyd, how do we feel about them now coming in into this Bengals offense?
Um, I like it, especially for Tyler Boyd owners. I know it's probably getting annoying week after week, not getting production that you wanted from him. But you saw last week what he did when Burrow threw for almost 500 yards, and now that Chase is not there, he's gonna be getting a lot of the attention. We already know T Higgins is a very very good and capable wide receiver.
Oh, he should like a wide
He's
receiver
gonna
one
be a
anywhere
very
else.
good. Yeah, he's gonna be amazing. So
Yeah.
um definitely if you have them, kudos to you. Definitely start them this week. Um, Start them pretty much every week. I would say, they're wide receiver 1 and 2. They're gonna get a lot of the attention.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I think if you have Tyler Boyd, you plug him in immediately because they face the Browns. We'll get into that game the closer when we go through the games later on the show. But 100% agree. Uh, Higgins, Boyd start. Now, does this mean that Mixon might get the ball more? And do you think that they're gonna throw less now without Chase, or do you think they're gonna keep this pace with Joe Burrow throwing like a million times a game?
Um, it's hard to tell. I mean, I think Mixon does get involved a little bit more than he has, but I mean, Joe Burrow's hot right now,
Yeah, he
and
is.
like missing Jamar Chase is not really gonna put a dent in any of the plans, because like I said, Tyler Boyd went off a big game last week at 160 yards.
Yeah.
T Higgins got involved. So they're hot. I think they continue doing what they're doing. Joe Burrow has the hot hand. Um, Let him keep feeding his receivers, but I think Mixon definitely does get a boost.
No, yeah. Listen, and even to give you guys a dart throw for anyone who's listening to when the episode comes out, which will come out later tonight. Um, if you need a tight end because you have Travis Kelsey on bye week, you have Chargers on bye week. If you need a tight end, Hayden Hurst from the Cincinnati Bengals is now a really solid pickup
Hmm.
because let me just tell you how many targets Jamar Chase has been getting: 16, 9, 10, 6, 12, 10, and 11. Almost double-digit targets every week. So those targets are going to go
Yep.
spread out somewhere. So and this is not even adding what Higgins usually gets. He usually gets double digits. Now you give a little bit to Boyd, you give more to Hayden Hurts, and you're probably gonna get some throws to Mixon now. So it's good for every other owner besides the Jamar Chase owner. Um, right now, if you're the Jamar Chase owner, depending on where you're at, there's a lot of names you could pick up. Like if you have Brandon Ayuk, if you have him on your team, you could start Brandon Ayuk this week. Um, there are a lot of dart throws you can go after, like um, what's his name, Pope from the Cleveland Browns.
Yes, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
His whole I forgot his whole name, but Pope is a good pickup. And even somebody who might be available because he's on bye week, but Joshua Palmer with Mike Williams, which is another news. Mike Williams gonna be out
Yeah.
missing weeks. You could pick up Joshua Palmer, and he probably not gonna fulfill what Jamar Chase does, but he is a wide
Hmm.
receiver you could pick up this week because he's probably a waiver because he's on bye week. So someone probably dropped him. You could pick him up, put him on your bench, and then next week he could probably flex him because he's gonna be the number two guy now with Keenan Allen coming back, and we don't know even with
Yeah.
this. Hopefully he comes back healthy, but he'll be
It
the number
sucks
two
what the
guys.
Chargers are going through, yo.
Yeah,
Like
it's
you had
crazy.
your best receiver out for weeks, and now he's finally back healthy, and now you have your second best receiver out. You know the Chargers have already been struggling, so it's gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. And then if you really need dart throws out there, I think Rondell Moore from the Cardinals it could be a good dart throw. Depending on where your leagues are at and what's available, I think if you could pick up Christian Watson from the Green Bay Packers, and this is gonna add to the news. Rogers came out and said that guys who are not performing and are dropping passes should not get playing time, and he's referring to Romeo Dubs, who dropped about like 3 to 5 passes in last week's performance, and Rogers not happy. Um, Romeo Dubs, luckily, probably will not be in the doghouse because of all the injuries. Because Alan Lazard, on top of that news, is probably not playing. He's very doubtful. He's probably not gonna play. No Randall
Hmm.
Cobb. Um, it looks like Romeo Dubs has to be in the lineup, but Rogers is not happy with him. So I wouldn't start him against Buffalo this week. I
Yeah,
don't like it, but that is
bad matchup.
a very bad matchup. So Romeo Dobb does not look good right now. He cannot catch a ball. His hands are just for decorations. It does not look good, but you never know. Um, a lot of dart throws you could go after. The next news, the Giants finally got rid of one of their bad wide receivers, and by bad I mean um didn't fit in the team well because it's actually a good wide receiver. The Giants traded Kadarius Tony to the Kansas City Chiefs for a third round pick and a sixth round pick. So now Kadarius Tony is now a part of the Chiefs team. If he's available in your league, I would you should have picked him up by now. But um, if he's there, take him. If you have him on your team, you should be really excited because Kadarius Tony looks like he will be healthy. Looks like he will. All of a sudden, his hamstrings are fine, and he's gonna come back and he should do really good again in the Chiefs. I think healthy, he's probably your best wide receiver because he's just that good. But we just haven't seen him in so long. There's not much you can say. Um, Besides that, that's one piece of the news there. Now, in our last episode, I don't remember if we discussed this, but James Robinson got traded to the Jets, and James Robinson, um,
Yeah.
right now the report is that the Jets are gonna go with the hot hand mentality. So if Chris Carter, if Michael Carter comes out and he's doing high, he's doing great, they're gonna keep him rolling. If not, they're gonna James Robinson. I personally think the Jets are gonna give James Robinson the first and second down role, and then give Michael Carter the third down role. That's what I think. That's how they're gonna split it, but you never know. James Robinson owners, I will not start James Robinson this week because he's still freshly new to this Jet offense. So I would bench him and see what his production, and depending on what he does this week, you probably could start him next week, but you probably have to wait 1 to 2 weeks to see his production. Um, the next news coming out, well, I'll go with the latest because there's just so much we're gonna fly through. Wide receivers Michael Thomas and Javaris Landry out again on Sunday for the Raiders. Chris Olave is a smash play, but at this point, what do you do with Michael Thomas at this point?
I don't know. Michael Thomas is iffy because he only played about like what 2 games really. He's been hurt most of the season, hurt last season, hurt the season before that. And he's getting older. Um, Honestly, I think at this point, I think you just drop him because Chris Olave is the better receiver right now. As of right now, he's getting all the targets. Um, this New Orleans just doesn't look good as a whole. So I mean, I don't think you're really gonna get nothing much, not much production out of him. We're already in week 8, so the season's halfway over. Um, at this point, you should already have a set team, a solid team of the people you could trust
Hmm.
and the people you have on your team. So, and he hasn't been part of that team the whole season. So I think at this point, I think you just drop him.
Well, I would. wait until the NFL trade deadline, which is November 1st, which is next week on Tuesday. That will be when the trade deadline is over. I will wait till then before thinking about dropping him, just because he is sprinkled around in a sense that he might get traded, and if he does, that means that the team knows he will be back at some point for them. So I would say hold on to him until just give it one more week, see if he gets traded. If not, and if you need the spot, the IR spot for someone else that actually is gonna come back for sure, then yeah, I totally agree with that. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we got to go through because there's a lot of the trade deadlines next week, and a lot of teams that if they lose this week, they will be trading house. So a couple of names to put out there: Jerry Judy of Denver Broncos. If the Broncos were to lose this week against the Jags, I think Jerry Judy will be on the move. Right now, his top landing spots is Green Bay and the Giants. It looks like they are the top landing spots to land him. So if you are a Judy owner, to hold them, see what happens, and give it to this week and see what happens. Another trade target is Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt is all over the trade rumors because the Browns have not been playing him, and they've been holding him because I guess they don't want him to get hurt, and they're shopping him.
Hmm.
The Jets all were trying to get Kareem Hunt for their running back, but seeing that they just traded a 6 round pick for James Robinson, it looks like the price for Kareem Hunt is really high. So the teams to land Kareem Hunt as of right now, from what I'm seeing, is the Buffalo Bills and the Los Angeles Rams. They're willing to give up high draft capital because they are, well, the Bills are a championship ready team, and the Rams need a running back, and they want to go back into that championship type of atmosphere. Right now, they're not doing good. The Bills are. So um, I would like him in either team. I think if Kareem Hunt, no matter where he gets traded, I think he'll be an RB1. So if you are a Kareem Hunt owner, hold on to him. And if you guys would want to try to go after the Kareem Hunt owner to see if what he would give up for Kareem Hunt right now, because his price will change depending if he gets traded. That is another name. There is a lot of trade rumors out there for Cam Akers. A lot of trade rumors that came out about Antonio Gibson from the Washington Commanders. So let's just see what goes on. This week is a big week in the NFL world. Um, Cliff Kingsbury has ruled out James Conner again versus the Vikings. So, Benjamin, smash play. If you can find him, if you have him on your squad against the Vikings, I think that's a good start. He could probably give you some good flex points. Um, Once again, the Rams are sitting Cam Akers. He's not part of this team. Cam Akers is not part of the team. So the Rams are
Hmm.
trying to trade him. They're trying to trade him. Right now is Darrell Henderson's team, but they do have a rookie on the way that's coming off of IR. I forgot his name already, but I had it in my head. But he is coming off the IR, and it looks like they're gonna transition him to be the guy. Henderson could fight. Henderson's not gonna lose the job completely. But if this kid comes out rolling, and if the Rams do not trade for a running back, he could be a real smash play later on at the end of the season for playoff time in fantasy. Excuse me. Titans quarterback Ryan Tannehill questionable for Sunday's matchup against the Texans due to an ankle injury. Rookie Malik Willis will start if he does not go. Um, I don't see as much of a difference if either one plays, because I don't think you're really starting a wide receiver on the Tennessee Titans anyways. I think the only guy you're really starting is Derrick
Yeah.
Henry, but that is news. Um, Rap Sheet reported that it will be a surprise if DK Metcalf plays. So DK Metcalf is a knee injury. It looks like he will not go against the Giants this week. Tyler Lockett also is questionable, but it looks like he might be able to play. Marquise Godwin is also a nice pickup. That he had 2 touchdowns last week with Gino. He is another smash play. If DK Metcalf doesn't look like he's gonna go, and if you're a Jamar Chase owner, if you have bad matchups with one of your wide receivers, you can pick up Marquise Goodwin and probably start him. It has a good matchup. Um, the Panthers rule out Chuba Hubbard for Sunday's matchup. So Dante Foreman for the Panthers is a good start this week against the Atlanta Falcons. That is a great start. Um, it should be a good week for him. He should be a solid play. Ezekiel Elliott will likely to miss this week Dallas game against Chicago Bears. So Tony Pollard, this is where the Tony Pollard
Yeah,
just
definitely start.
yeah, this is where Tony Pollard probably wins you your week. I think he goes bananas. 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 He's
Hmm.
gonna go crazy. I think Tony Pollard is a smash play. Um, wow, I'm actually excited, and I don't even have him on any of my rosters, but I'm excited to see what he does. And he should go all thing against his Bear defense, and he honestly should go crazy. Tony Pollard smash play. They are on bye week next week, so if you're a Zeke fan, if you're a Zeke owner, you should be thrilled that he's sitting this week because Zeke has like a knee contusion, so it's like a bruised bone. So you let him
Yeah.
rest this week and let him rest next week, and then you get him back a lot more healthier. Um, and last night's game on Thursday, a lot of injuries happened to the Ravens, which by the way, Tampa does not look good. They are
Nah.
terrible. Tampa is
Tampa's done.
terrible. They, well, it can't even be done because the whole division is screwed. Like they're all bad. They all got 3 wins.
Yeah, but
They're
I don't think
all
they're going
terrible.
far though. Yeah,
But
they'll make the playoffs, but they're
who's
not gonna go far.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like who I don't even think Atlanta could win that division. I think it's still gonna be Tom Brady's division eventually because they all bad.
Yeah,
But yeah, they don't look good at all. They need to fix it. With that Thursday night game, a lot of injuries happened. Mark Andrews left the game hurt. Rashad Bateman gave you a donut, left the game hurt. Gus Edwards left the game hurt, and somehow Ravens scored more when they left. But Harbaugh says Andrew's shoulder issue is not serious. So you probably
that's
dodge a
good.
bullet. So that's very good. That should mean the 10-day rest that he will be ready to go in next week's performance. Gus Edwards, hamstring injury doesn't seem too bad. Another good news for them. Um, that yeah, for Rashad Bateman was ruled out due to his foot injury, and there's not much news there. But that's Devontae Adams missed a practice for second straight day due to a bad flu, but he will suit up. They believe he'll be ready to fight off his sickness, and he should be okay, good to go. Debo Samuel, not spotted in practice again with his hamstring. It does not look like Debo is going to go this week against the Rams. So if he does not go, I think Christian McCaffrey will have a great game
Yeah.
as a San Francisco 49er. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The last break real little news is that the Jets are gonna move Elijah Moore to the slot a lot more this week. So if you have an open spot and you have like trash players, you want to trade trash for trash, basically, pick up Elijah Moore and see what happens this week against New England. If he's gonna play the slot
Yeah.
more, Corey Davis is out this week, so maybe he gets a lot of targets and maybe he has a good game. So that was all the news and notes. I hope I hit everything as much as we can, but there's a lot going on. So at this point, with all the trades and what we think can happen, which landing spot will you prefer for Kareem Hunt? Buffalo Bills or the LA Rams?
I like the Bills. I think the Bills are a perfect fit for him. Um, obviously he could run the ball great, but he's a great receiving back. And the way Josh Allen throws the ball, 50, 60 times a game, it's definitely going to benefit him. And the Bills are ready to win now. The Rams, I don't think him being on the Rams is going to, you know, change what they got going on. I think they just overall just have a lot of issues to work out. But the Bills are win ready now, and adding Kareem Hunt is just gonna add. Nobody could really stop the offense, already as it is, and then add a very good experienced running back. I think I like the Bills
Yeah,
for him better.
I agree. I think he's a startable running back in both teams, no matter what. But I think Bills he would eat and do have a great game. So if you're a Devil Singletary owner, are you considering about trading him away before the trade deadline, before it's too late? Because then he's not gonna have no value. Or do you think you just take the odds and you just hold on to him, see what happens?
Um, I don't know. I think maybe you could just hold on to him because maybe they would pull off another split backfield with them. With having Kareem Hunt and Devin Singletary. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Yeah, I'm not sure. I wouldn't trade him away. Singletary has been great, but he's been okay. So he's giving you weeks where you can definitely flex him in.
Yeah, I think from what I'm hearing and seeing is that if Kareem Hunt, wherever he gets traded to, he's gonna be the full bell cow. So I think if he goes to
Mm,
Buffalo, he will be a bell cow. And I think they'll, if they're winning by a lot, which they pretty much are every week, they probably won't
yeah,
give Kareem Hunt everything and bring in the backup like Singletary and James Cook and all that stuff. But yeah. Now with the Jerry Judy news, because that's like the hottest wide receiver right now. That they think is gonna
yeah.
get traded. Jerry Judy and Brandon Cooks, by the way. Um, Brandon Cooks is also a name that could land with the Giants or Green Bay. But with Jerry Judy, where do you think he will be best fitted? Do you think he should get traded to Green Bay or the Giants?
I think I like him better on the Giants just because um with the culture they got going on right now and the head coach and how they're looking better for the future. I would like him there. Being on Green Bay, um, I don't think the clock is very in his favor just because Aaron Rodgers is getting older. It's like every season, it's like, is he gonna retire? Is he not gonna retire? So I believe Aaron Rodgers is not gonna be there long term. So I think for the long term game, I think Jerry Judy definitely fits better on the Giants just because they're built for the future. Younger team, um, head coach is putting them in the right direction. So
Now,
and Daniel Jones definitely needs a receiver also.
is that your answer for fantasy as well, or that was just your football take?
No, definitely fantasy. I don't know. I know it's crazy because you have they're like, why would you pick him when you have Aaron Rodgers on the other side of the ball?
Hmm.
But I just like the offense that Dable is running, and he's actually bringing out a lot in Daniel Jones. Um, and you see what Wandell Robinson is looking like with Daniel Jones. Imagine how you know what Daniel Jones could do with Jerry Judy. And
No,
I mean, you're not really losing any value, having him on the Giants either because Russell Wilson hasn't been giving Judy those points that you need either.
no. Listen,
So it's
totally,
like how much worse can you get?
yeah, no, yeah. I think you're right, and I will agree at the last part is that he's probably gonna produce more points for you than he is right now. But I will pick Green Bay
Yeah,
in a fantasy standpoint. And in football world, I agree with what you're saying about the future of the Giants. In the fantasy aspect, I want him in Green Bay because you like we all know what he did with Devontae Adams. It was 30% of the target share. I think that if he was to go to Green Bay, he
yeah,
will get Rodgers is so desperate for wide receivers that he will throw 50% of targets to Jerry Judy. But I like the takes there. Before we get into um the week, I wanted to talk about this just really, really quickly. By the way, I just got a news right now. The Lions running back DeAndre Swift is off the injury report this week. He is gonna play this week.
nice.
DeAndre Swift and Amari St. Brown should be ready to go. Amari St. Brown. So those two guys have great matches. We'll get into that in a little bit. Right now, and this is all not fantasy, all football talk. Um, Coach of the year right now. Who's leading the way? Right now, it looks like it's Dable, Sala, and Sirianni from the Philadelphia Eagles. But who do you think is the
Yeah.
coach of the year right now?
Hmm. I'm gonna um I'm gonna go with Dables right now,
Okay.
just because it's either between Dables and Salah, just because of the turnaround. We already knew Philly was here. We already knew they were going to be great coming into the season, but there was a lot of questions, about the Giants and Jets, and they shut all those negative comments, everything down. Everybody said they were going to be 4-win teams, 5-win teams. Jets already got 5 wins. I mean, the Giants already got 5 wins. I mean,
Six
you know,
wins. They got 6-1.
6 wins. They turned the culture around. Like we said last week, I mean, the last podcast, it's all about coaching, and they definitely turned it around, especially in New York. New York's been struggle for years and years and years, and they turned the culture on. So I like, but if I would have to say, I would have to say Dable, just because I think the Jets are a better team overall. So there's a lot less to work with the Giants. Daniel Jones is always a concern. Saquon with his injuries. Giants have no receivers. So definitely Dable.
Um, I agree 100%. I think it's Dable right now. I feel like you said, like we expected Philly to be good, but no one expected to be 6-0. So
Yeah,
I think the coach does deserve a lot of credit for that because Jalen Hurts
definitely. Yeah.
is not a slinger, not a top three elite quarterback. You know, he's
Hmm.
good with his legs, and they finding ways to win. But I think Dable, like you said, he's doing it with the least amount of talent, and I think he did. I think he really does deserve it right now, and he probably gonna finish like it. So, um, I I totally agree with you. From the back like that, I totally agree from beginning to end that he is probably right now the coach of the year. So let's get
Hold up, I have no idea
into
what's
it.
happening with my camera.
Yeah, I see it. You can
Keep
figure it out.
talking. I can hear you.
Yeah, we can figure
Yeah,
it
I'm gonna
out.
try to figure it out.
Right now, let's get into it. Now we're here. We're gonna go through the games and let's get
Nice.
into it. All right, we'll start off with the first game of the week, a London game, the Denver Broncos against the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars are favored by 2.5 against the Denver Bronco defense. The Bronco defense is dead last in points on per game. They're dead last in points in total. They do not score the ball. They not haven't been good, but I think this is one that I'm gonna take the Broncos on. I think the Broncos are gonna win this game. They have to, because if not, they're gonna sell the team. They're gonna sell Judy and they're gonna sell Bradley Chubb. They're gonna start moving the offense around and the defense. They're gonna start trading a lot of their assets. But fantasy aspect on the Denver side, I guess you're starting Sutton. I guess you're starting Judy. I'm not starting Wilson, and I don't know about the running game. If you have no better option, I guess you're starting Melvin Gordon, Latavius Murray, but I'm not happy about it. On the Jaguar side, Denver just shuts down everybody. The only person you probably have to start is ETN, and that's probably
Yeah.
it. And he may get that one big play for you that gives you 11 to 15 points, but I don't know. You kind of have to start him, but I'm gonna take the Broncos to win, and yeah, the fantasy aspect is not much. I think the only one you could start, I guess confidently, I guess ETN, and besides that, I guess you're starting the guys that you've been starting, and hopefully they have a good week. But I think it's a low scoring game again. I think Broncos win by like a field goal.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm gonna pick the Jags to win this one. I'm not confident in the Broncos at all. Um, I don't like you know Russell Wilson this year at all. He's not looking good at all. The run game doesn't look good. Just nothing looks good except for the defense. And I think obviously that is what holds them in games. But I'm gonna go with the Jags in this one.
Well, listen, yeah. The Broncos just I can't with what Wilson be doing sometimes. He was working out in the plane, doing high knees. Everybody was sleeping. And the
Yeah.
guy he just makes people not like him, and he thinks that people like him, man. It's disgusting. It's very bad. Um, let's move on to the next game. My New York Jets against the New England Patriots. The Jets are home, but they are still underdogs by 2.5. Um, I think fantasy aspect. I'll go fantasy aspect first, and I'll give my take. And by the way, Chris, I want to do something. I want to play a game, and we're gonna pick three teams out of all these teams. We're gonna pick three, and we're gonna be like, we're gonna pick them as our confident. This team is gonna win, and then we're gonna get the record next week and see if we're right, wrong, and we'll just keep adding the score to see who ends with a good record. So we gotta look for three teams that I trust the most. Like this team is gonna win. I'm not gonna do it by the spread because honestly, I'm not as knowledgeable with the spread because it could be a 3.5, and if they win by 20, like do you even win? I'm all confused with that too.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah. So fantasy aspect, um, the Jets wide receivers, if you have no other choice, I would not start him. I think that's a dart throw. I do think Zach Wilson will end up throwing the ball a lot more this week, but I think you should wait one more week. But if you have no choice, if I have to pick one wide receiver, I'll pick Garrett Wilson. I think Michael Carter, I think you could start him as a flex. He'll probably give you flexible numbers. On the Patriots side, you could start with Andre Stevenson. and maybe Jacoby Myers. The Jets defense does not play with these corners. They shut down wide receivers. So it's a dart throw. It really is, in my opinion, to start Jacoby Myers. But if you have nobody else, I would not recommend it. Um, Obviously, I'm riding with my Jets this week, and I have just like one simple favor from Sauce Gardner, but I'm gonna ask for the favor at the end because I want the camera to be zoomed in my face when I ask for a favor. But I'm gonna take the Jets to win. Um, Zach Wilson, if we're gonna win, it's gonna be because Zach Wilson stepped up. He's been okay, nothing special, nothing great. We're not winning because of him, and we're not losing because of him. So we need to win because of him this week. I want to beat the brakes off of this team. They embarrassed us last year. We have not beat the Patriots in since 2015. We have lost 12 straight games against the New England Patriots. They have owned us. This is the Astros and the Yankees all over again. They have owned us for years. For I can't even do the math right now. They own us for a long time, and for 7 years, I just can't do it no more. Please, Jets, end end the streak. Please end this streak because I want to beat the brakes. If you spank this team, I don't want to win by 3 points. I'm serious. I want you to spank them because if they spank them, man, if, if the Jets spank them, this team is playoff ready, even without Brees Hall and without Elijah Vera Tucker. Beat the crap out of this team. Go ahead, Chris. 'Cause I can talk all day. I'm good.
Fantasy aspect, you said everything. I agree. I know I'm always high on Jacoby Myers, but this week, definitely sit him. Because Sauce is just he's that guy, and
That
if
guy.
Sauce is gonna be playing on him, he's not getting nothing, especially when Mac Jones, fifth grade
Who's a
arm
starter?
throwing the
Yes, he
ball.
he is a starter. That's all the last thing I
Yeah,
had to
it is
say.
Mac Jones. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
officially the
he is
starter.
the starter. Yes.
Um, but yeah, I like the Jets in this week. I mean, I want to see them win guys this year. You want to see them keep going on this hot streak. Um, I guess the Patriots are favored just because Brees Hall is gone, and that is a big, big
It's a huge
part of
loss.
the game. It's a huge loss, but the Jets defense has just been otherworldly this year, and like I said, with Mac Jones throwing the ball, Sauce Gardner, um, I like the Jets this week against the Pats.
Yeah. Listen, New England has owned us, and that's probably another reason why with the point favorite. And with no Brees Hall, no Elijah Vera Tucker, who was our best offensive lineman,
Mm-hmm.
the Jets got to make a statement. And if they could beat this team without our two best offensive pieces, then they probably gonna make a trade as well to add offensive linemen. But we need to beat them. We just need to. Let's move on because I could talk about them all damn day. Let's move on to the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Philadelphia Eagles, who just
Yo,
came
we
off a
always
bye.
have the biggest spread, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's
Oh
it's it's
man.
pretty it's pretty crazy. Philly
Oh man.
favored by 10.5. Excuse me. Oh my God, favored by 10.5. And oh snap, Angel is not happy.
Yeah, he's upset.
Angel is not happy. Eagles are favored by 10.5. Um, Eagles coming off a bye week. They're well rested and they're undefeated. Um, 10.5, I feel like it's really big because I don't know if I saw the report, but I thought you were getting TJ Watt or you might get him back. And if he comes back, um,
They might.
it
Yeah,
might
I wouldn't rush him back.
if he comes back though, I think that's gonna make a huge help on your defense, and it probably won't
Almost
be this
definitely.
big of a spread. Um, Kenny Pickett, you gotta stop throwing picks. um,
It's in the
fantasy,
name.
yeah, the fantasy world, Najee has been bad.
Yeah,
Najee's
not Najee.
averaging
Najee's been bad.
he's averaging 3.3 per carry. That's not good. That's real bad.
Yeah, and on I think it's also because of because last year one of the reasons why he did so great is because Big Ben was always just giving him them check down throws,
Yeah,
and
he's not getting that much
a lot of
targets.
his yards, a lot of his points, everything has been from that, and he's not getting that because they can't they can't get the ball off for nothing. They can't throw the ball, or whenever they want to throw the ball, Kenny Pickett wants to throw hail marys all the time. So it's like um, he's not really. producing. But he's still young. I still like him. Let's just see what happens in the offseason. But yeah, fantasy wise, definitely Jalen Hurts, obviously.
You're
AJ
starting
Brown.
like the whole Eagle offense.
Yeah, Devontae Smith, Dallas
Yeah.
Goddard. I would say if TJ Watt is playing, maybe not Miles Sanders.
Nah, you're starting him.
TJ Watt is just that guy. Nah, I wouldn't start him.
Nah,
TJ Watt's just that guy, bro.
it's not even
He's a
that.
run stuffer, bro.
No, it's not even that. It's just like the fact that they run the ball so much, and Miles Sanders will probably get a
Yeah.
goal line option. I think you're starting him no matter what. And
Okay. Yeah.
Miles
I
Sanders is
mean,
number
maybe
three.
a goal line touchdown.
Miles Sanders is a third running back in rushing yards. That's how much he's been running.
Yeah.
No one really realizes it, but he's number 3 in rushing yards. I don't know how you could sit him.
He looks great.
Yeah, I don't know how you could set him even with TJ Watt there. I think obviously it's a lot more scarier, but I don't know how you sit him. I think you have to start him. Um, I'm gonna take the page. I'm gonna take the Patriots. I'm gonna take the Eagles uh to win this game. But
Yeah.
if TJ Watt does come in, I think the spread will go down to 7. I think it'll go down to 7. I think he makes that much of a
Yeah.
difference.
I agree.
Yeah, you don't have to say it. I know it's not good saying it. Trust me, I know what that's like. Let's move on. Another big game. Chicago Bears against the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys are home. They are also favorite 10.5. We talked about Tony Pollard. Smash, 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 play. Tony Pollard. Dak Prescott, second game back. I'm expecting a bigger game from Dak this week. Dak, Tony, CeeDee Lamb,
Hmm.
Dalton Schultz had a solid out. He had 5 targets, 5 receptions for 54 yards, I believe, or 45. Had a solid week. Start everybody in Dallas besides Michael Gallup because he'll give you a donut again, like he did to me. Um, on the Bears, on the Bears side, David Montgomery
On break.
and Justin Herbert could be pretty solid. Not Justin Herbert. Khalil Herbert could be pretty solid
Hmm.
for the Bears. I'm not confident in Mooney yet, and I'm not confident in Kokomet. But if you have no other option, I guess you could start Mooney. But I'm taking Dallas to win this game.
Yeah. Um. I agree. I take Dallas as well. Chicago just doesn't look good at all. There's nothing good about that team. I don't think there's anything positive about that team that you can say. And against the Dallas defense, which has been amazing this year. I mean, I'll be shocked if Chicago gets an upset here.
Jacob's bold prediction. I was, I'm hitting it.
Mm.
Tony Pollard rushes over 100 yards, scores 2 touchdowns, and he catches 40 yards in receiving yards as well. He's going to have himself a day. I'm telling you, that is my
I
bold
would love
prediction.
that because I have him in the other league, so I would
I
love if he does
I
that.
know you will love that. So let's go. Dallas country, let's ride. Like Tony Pollard, let's go, baby. I think he's gonna go crazy. Let's move on. Miami Dolphins at the Detroit Lions.
Nice.
Miami is favored by 3.5. I think this will be a shootout game with no defense involved whatsoever. I think on the Miami side, I think Tua is actually a good start with Justin Herbert being on bye week, Patrick Mahomes being on bye week. I think Tua is a good start because Detroit defense is terrible. Raheem Mostert, we don't talk about him much. That guy's a monster. And Miami has the
Oh
second
yeah, he's
Miami
amazing.
has the second easiest schedule for running backs for the rest of the season. Raheem Mostert, you probably cannot trade for him, but if you can trade for him, I would. Um, hold that guy's gonna be as long as he's healthy, should be a good solid RB2 for the rest of the season. Um, Dolphins are starting everybody. I picked the Mike Gesicki because Travis Kelsey's out. I'm even starting Mike Gesicki, and C is not here to be bothered by it. But I was gonna bother him because I'm starting him, and I think he's gonna produce. On the Detroit side, you're starting everybody in the offense. Swift is back. You can start Jared Goff as your flex. I mean, to sub in for your quarterback bye week. You can Amon St. Brown. You can start. TJ's a start. I'm starting everybody. I think this is a big game. I think that they're gonna score a lot of touchdowns. And if I have to pick the winner, I hope it's Detroit, but I think Miami wins this game.
Yeah, and if it's gonna be a big scoring game, I would start Jamal Williams
Hmm.
because remember that he's the goal line guy,
Yeah,
and
yeah, I totally agree.
he always gets his points. He always gets touches, and if it's gonna be a high scoring game. You know, he's gonna get, I would say, at least two goal lines. So definitely start.
I definitely agree. You taking Miami or taking Detroit?
Um, I'm gonna go with the upset here. I think I'm gonna go with Detroit.
Detroit. Okay. We'll go on. Cardinals at Vikings.
Nice. I like that game.
Vikings. Yeah, that game it should be interesting. Vikings were 3.5 favorites. Um, this game I'm gonna go off the back and say I do think the Cardinals win. That is my upset. There is that
Hmm.
DeAndre Hopkins just makes a big difference in that offense, and I think Kyler Murray will do great. So fantasy aspect, you're starting Kyler Murray, you're starting Benjamin, you're starting Hopkins. You could plug in Rondell Moore, maybe. Zach Ertz is a start. The Viking side, Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson. You could even start Kirk Cousins, Irv
Hmm.
Smith, Adam Thielen. I think it's a great start on the offensive side of the balls, but I will take the Cardinals to be the upset and beat the Vikings and bring them down to 5-2 or whatever they
Yeah, I'm
are.
gonna go with the Vikings just because it's a 1 o'clock game. Daylight. You know, Kirk Cousins can't see in the dark very well. So we're gonna go with the Vikings in this one.
The Vikings. All right. Let's move on. Panthers at Falcons. Chris, you could take over this game right here.
Um, it's a very interesting game. What is it? Falcons are favored 4.5.
Yeah.
Um, as they should be. I think they're the better team. Um, but I mean, fantasy aspect. I think you start Tyler Algier. I think you could start him. Maybe flex worthy, not as your RB, but flex if you need a running back. I don't even know if you start. I'm not confident in Drake London or Kyle Pitts, so I wouldn't even start them.
Wow.
Carolina side, Foreman, definite start. Especially because Chuba's out. Um,
Chuba
DJ Moore is
Hubbard. You
getting
said
all the
Chuba.
attention. Oh, Chuba, whoever the hell he is. DJ Moore, definite start as well. Um,
All right.
that's pretty much, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much.
I- I-
I'm gonna go with the spread. I'm gonna go with Atlanta in this one.
oh yeah, I'm taking Atlanta 100%. There's not much to say about this game. All of a sudden, the Panthers win. If the Panthers win 2 games without Christian McCaffrey, I just don't know football anymore. I really don't know.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, let's move on. Raiders at the New Orleans Saints. Uh, the Raiders are favored by 1 point against this game. I think the Raiders are a really good team, even though their record doesn't show it. I think they're one of those few teams that's good, but just hasn't gotten that break yet. So I'm gonna start off by
Yeah, I
saying
mean,
that.
we said it though. I mean, it's a tough
Yeah,
division.
yeah, it is. I'm gonna just start off with saying that Raiders are gonna take this game. I'm taking them to win this game. I think um, Derek Carr is a solid start. Josh Jacobs, who is a monster, by the way, this man just get racks you up touchdowns. A great pickup. We weren't really high on him because we didn't know what was going on. No one knew what was going on with that running back offense, and it's clear. Hey, if you got him for the rest of the season. He's gonna be great. Josh Jacobs, Devontae Adams. I don't know if Darren Waller's playing, but if he is, you can plug him in. Hunter Renfro could be a dart throw for flex. On the Saints side, Chris Olave is gonna eat. Olave is gonna eat. Alvin Kamara. Will Alvin
Yeah.
Kamara score his first touchdown this week of the season?
I would like to think so. I mean, he has to get it sooner or later. Will it be against the Raiders?
It's
I
Taysom
don't know
Hill.
because I
Taysom
don't know because
Hill is
yeah,
a
Taysom
bum.
Hill's taking everything,
He
or they
takes all the
want a
goal line.
quarterback sneak. Like I just don't understand.
Yeah, so it is what it is. It's remarkable to see that he in a fantasy PPR world he's scoring so many points, but he's not scoring the touchdown. So it is crazy. He has not scored a single touchdown receiving or rushing this year. I would probably bet he would score his first rushing touchdown or receiving, but we never know. I will take the Raiders. How about you?
Um, yeah, let's go with the Raiders in this one.
Raiders. All right.
Yeah, I try to think positive about New Orleans, but nah, I
With
just
that
can't. Josh
division,
Jacobs
they
is
need
just
that win.
amazing. Yeah,
He's playing great. Josh Jacobs is such what of like a 180 that no one saw coming. Like it literally came out of nowhere. So great for Josh Jacob owners. Let's move on. Tight ends and Houston Texans. Um, tight ends. The Titans. Oh God,
The Tennessee Titans.
the Tennessee Titans. Holy, the Tennessee Titans at the Houston Texans. Titans are favored by 3.5. I'm taking the Titans to win this game. Derrick Henry. I don't care who's his core. I don't care who the quarterback is. Just give the ball to Derrick Henry. Let
Yeah.
that man eat up that defense. Um, you're starting Derrick Henry. That's pretty much it. I'm not starting nobody else. Robert Woods is a not a good start. Houston Texans. You're starting Damian Pierce. He's gonna be running back on running back. You could probably start Brandon Cooks, but besides that, I am not touching nobody, and I'm moving on. I'm taking Tennessee to win.
Yeah, the fact is the 4 o'clock game is ugly. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Tennessee also, yeah.
Yeah, let's move on. Not much to talk about. The New York Giants, the 6-1 Giants, are at the Seattle Seahawks, and they are once again are underdogs by 3 points. Um, the Giants side, this is like the same thing like Tennessee and Houston. This is going to be Barkley against Kenneth Walker, pretty much
Mm-hmm.
in fantasy, and then probably in the real game, because they're going to feed the ball out to those guys. Um, I'm starting Barkley. You could start Wandell. I think he's a good start this week. You could start him if you need him. Daniel Jones, I guess you could plug him in. I don't think he's gonna have a great game this week, as I am taking the Seattle Seahawks to win. They at home. Um, this is no, this is not saying that Giants aren't good, but um, in all fairness, they have not blown out anybody this year. They're winning on fourth quarter comebacks. They're winning on, Lamar Jackson throwing an into, then fumbling, Travis Etienne fumbling right there in the goal line when he would have scored. A lot of things, not to be bad on the Giants. They're 6-1 for a reason. They're a good team, but I think eventually that's going to come to an end with winning with miracles. I think Seattle is going to win. Excuse me. Even with DK Metcalf being out, I think Seattle could pull up the upset. Not the upset of their favor. I think they could win and beat the Giants. I take Seattle to win.
Nice, nice. I agree. I think this is gonna be a Giants' second loss of the season. Like you said, nothing bad about them at all because they've been great. I mean, we talked about them in the first half of the episode about how good they are in Dabo's, but um, Seattle's just a really big surprise as well this year.
They blew
I
out the
mean,
Chargers last week.
yeah, they're
Blew them
they're
out. If it,
whatever Pete Carroll is doing with Gino is working.
yeah,
Yeah,
he
I like it. I like the Seahawks in this one.
listen.
And if Chris was here, he would say, "Well, of course we're the underdogs again. I love it every time we're underdogs. Uh, I like it. Our secondary. Who we give up touchdowns to. What that's what he would say. But um, so
Oh
you can
man,
mark that down for
that's
Chris.
exactly what he would do. But in all honesty, if Giants want to really make a statement, you have to blow out somebody. Like they're winning by field goals. They're winning by a last minute touchdown. You have to blow out somebody. I don't care if it's with a whole bunch of untalented people, but if you want people to respect you, blow out the Seahawks. Blow them out. Go
Yeah,
in there. Go
definitely.
at because playing at Seattle is really hard. Go in Seattle and blow out the Seahawks, and then everybody will be like, okay, Giants are for real. Then we'll talk about everything else.
Yeah.
But I pick Seattle to win. The San Francisco 49ers at the LA Rams. The Niners are favored 1.5. Um, and I'm gonna take the 1.5. I think uh
Angel.
the San Francisco 49ers um will win this game. I think Kyle Shanahan just owns the Rams, and I think he always outplays them. So I will take the Niners to win.
Yeah.
On the fantasy side, you can start Jimmy Garoppolo, you can start CMC, you can start Brandon Ayuk, you can start George Kittle. If Debo ends up playing, which he doesn't like he will, but if he does, start him. On the Rams side,
Hmm.
Cooper Cup. All right, that's it. So go ahead, Chris. You can go ahead.
Um, yeah, I agree totally 100%. Like you said, that Rams just don't look good at all. San Fran owns them. They got their number. Um, And even though the Rams are playing at home, I mean, I don't think it makes a difference because we said it before. The Rams are playing at home. The Rams are playing at home, and
It
they
don't
absolutely
matter
get
because their fans,
destroyed.
San Fran
So,
fans, just show up to San Fran and then
yep.
take over. You're gonna see all the
Everybody
red
shows up in
jerseys.
LA. I don't
Yeah,
even think the Rams really have fans
no.
because every time they play at home, you hear the other team's fans more.
Yes, you're
It's
gonna
crazy.
see a whole bunch of red jerseys in that LA stadium. So that'll be interesting. But
Yeah.
you taking the Niners, you said, right?
Yeah, I'll take San Fran.
All right. So let's move on. Washington Commanders at the Indianapolis Colts. Colts are favored by 3. With the other news, if we haven't said already, Matt Ryan done for the season. They are benching him. They're bringing
Yep.
in the backup, Stangley or whatever his name is. Oh, excuse me,
No, I think Sam.
Sam something that
Yeah.
ends with a something, but he will come in and his first start ever in the NFL. So I think it's bad right now for Michael Pittman and the wide receiver core. I think Jonathan Taylor gets a boost that you probably owners that you need because they're probably gonna feed him the ball a lot this game. Um, I still take the Colts to win. In a fantasy aspect, you're starting Jonathan Taylor, you're starting Michael Pittman because you have probably no choice. But besides that, I'm not starting Alec Pierce. I think you need to wait, and then I'm not starting Paris Campbell. This offense might just transition from 50 attempts throwing, 50 pass attempts to probably 20, maybe less. So I would trust Michael Pittman that since he's the one, he'll get enough to be relevant. But the rest I do
Hmm.
not trust. I think Jonathan Taylor gets a big boost. On the Commander side, um, if you really need a dart start, I don't know about Heineke. Maybe you can start him. But on the running back side, I think Brian Robinson, with a lot of bye weeks, you can plug him in as your flex. He's been getting 20 carries and then 17 carries his last 2 starts. They are feeding him the ball. So maybe he gives you a touchdown. Maybe he gives you flex worthy points. Scary Terry, you're starting him. Heineke throws the ball a million times to that guy. You starting
Yeah.
Heineke 110%. And then we are moving on to Curtis Samuel. You can start for a PPR league. He will probably get you some points. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Unless I miss somebody, Chris, I'm taking the Colts.
No. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Commanders in this one.
All right. You can take this other blowout game with the Packers at the Buffalo Bills.
Oh man, that's a wow. That's a big spread.
That's a big spread.
Holy moly. Yeah, Buffalo the favorites, obviously, most deservingly. Fantasy, Josh Allen, obviously. Stephon Diggs. Um, Gabe Davis. I think he's been outshining McKenzie just a little bit these last few weeks. Um,
Yeah,
I don't know about Dawson Knox. I don't know. Do you start him?
I don't start him.
No.
He
Yeah, I
don't
don't
get
start
enough
him.
production for me. It's a touchdown or
Yeah.
bust.
Um, maybe you could flex Devin Singletary. Um,
But
Green Bay side. To be honest, I don't even know if you start Aaron Rodgers, in my
No, you're
opinion.
not starting Rodgers. No, no way in
Yeah.
hell.
Maybe I don't
The
know.
all,
I don't know. It's hard.
I think
You gotta start Aaron Jones maybe,
you're stuck
and
with him,
that's
so you
probably
probably must
about
have to
it.
start him, and that's
That's
yeah.
I don't start AJ Dillon's a bench from now on, from here until so I guess the only person you honestly start on Green Bay is Aaron Jones, which is crazy to say, because last year you said you start everybody, but different story this year. But yeah, that's it. I definitely taking Buffalo on this one.
100% taking Buffalo. You said everything. There's not much to go through. So let's move on to the last game. Monday night, the Bengals at Cleveland. Bengals are favored by 3.5. With the Bengals, I have one more news on Jamar Chase that just came just now. They are not putting him on IR. So that means that if they expect him to be 4 to 6 weeks out, they expect him to be back earlier. Because IR means 4 weeks. They'll put him on IR, so they expect him to be back probably in 3 weeks now. So now that's probably a breaking news. So maybe you like it, maybe you don't. Owner Jamar Chase owners, congratulations! It looks like you'll be back sooner rather than later. So with that going
Mm-hmm.
forward, I'm gonna start off by saying I'm taking the Bengals to win. You're starting everybody in the
Yeah.
Bengal offense. Tyler Boyd is gonna have a great game. Higgins gonna have a great game. Mixon, Joe Burrow is gonna have a great game. On the Bengals side, you're starting Nick Chubb and Amari Cooper, and that's pretty much it. I'm not starting nobody else. They're not starting Kareem Hunt. They're not even gonna put him in that much. It's pretty much all I have to say with this team. We said a lot. I think Higgins is gonna have a great game as a number one now, and I think Bengals win.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree 100%. Probably the only person on the Browns that I would flex in is that kid Pope.
Yeah, Carl, whatever his
I
name is, keep
forgot
forgetting
his
his
full
for it.
name, but Xavier's Caldwell Pope.
There you go. We
No,
just make up names.
he's a basketball player.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
that's what you said. We make up names.
It is what it is.
You start that
But
guy.
yeah, I agree 100%. The Bengals are definite win this week. They're
All
getting hot at
right.
the right time, man.
Oh yeah. All right. Now it's time for the game that I just said. I want to pick three teams that you're gonna put, and you're gonna put it all there to see who wins. I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna give you time to look and see if you already know who you want to pick. I'm gonna give you some time, but I already know where I'm going.
Hmm.
So I will start off by saying I'm
Okay.
gonna take Buffalo to win.
Hmm.
That is my confident team to win against Green Bay. And I'm I I am gonna take the Cincinnati Bengals to win.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take the Tennessee Titans to win that game. So I got Buffalo Bills, the
Okay.
Bengals, and the Titans to win. Now you could pick the same teams that I pick, but it doesn't mean you can't pick them. It just you pick whatever three teams you want,
Yeah.
and that's your confident pick. And if you're right, everything pans out, we'll both be 3-0,
Yeah.
2-1, and 1-2. So
I don't know. I'll try to be different. Let's see.
I'm
Let's
gonna
start from the
write
top.
down. Now let's go. If you want me to scroll up, I'll scroll right here. I am ready
Um.
to get your picks, baby.
Yeah, my first team going with Philly. My confident pick.
Oh man, Philly. Okay,
Yeah. Um.
that has to hurt a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Scroll down a bit for me. Let me see. Let me see. No, I'm gonna go with Minnesota as my second pick.
Oh, that's the one you're gonna lose. Let's go.
Let's see. There was a team on the bottom I saw
Wow.
that I like. Um, and I'm gonna go with San Fran.
Oh, you picked the Rams to win, didn't you? Oh, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
No, 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 no. Heck no.
I'm surprised that you didn't take this Dallas game. That's why I didn't pick him. I thought you was gonna pick him. I was surprised. It's too
Nah,
late. You locked in already, but I thought you were gonna pick this
nah, nah, nah,
Dallas
nah.
game.
I like the Minnesota. I think that's a very risky game,
Well, yeah, because we're
and
making
I
it
like it.
interesting. Yeah, same thing I did.
Yeah,
We're,
I
we're, we're
like that. I like
picking
that.
picking Tennessee because they might lose, but I don't care. I'm going with Tennessee. All right, let's take off this screen. Where am I going? Take this off. Let me get back here. Now, I have one thing. I have one thing to say.
Hmm.
For the Jets. Now, if you could do me a favor, Chris, can you mute yourself? Because I want like a direct connection to Sauce Gardner right
I
now.
got.
All right, thank you. This is my connection. I pinned myself. This is me and you, Sauce. Sauce Gardner. If you beat the New England Patriots, I beg of you, have somebody come out, give you a bowl of mac and cheese, and start eating it in front of the fans. Please, Sauce Gardner, please. If the Jets win this game, I start eating the mac and cheese in front of everybody. Even walk by the Patriots and just be like this and eat the mac. Please, Sauce Gardner, please, I beg of you, win this game for me. It would warm my heart if you was to win. All right. That was my direct connection there. You're all good, Chris. That was my direct
Yeah.
connection to Sauce Gardner. Please win this game, Jets. Please, I beg of you. Um, yeah, I had to let that one out, and I am gonna add him. That whole video was for him. I hope that he sees it. Maybe he comments on it. You never know, and maybe we could blow up. Uh, let's go, baby. That is JNC's podcast. Somehow we fit a lot into 1 hour. Let's freaking go. A lot to talk to, a lot more to see. We'll see you guys next week with all the results. See what happens. This is JNC podcast. We will talk to you guys next week. And what can I say? Let's go Jets. 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 Hopefully we win, baby. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Next time. Bye.